morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, I'm Melissa. So today is the day for episode 4 of And Just Like That. I have my coffee ready. Okay, and you may still hear some sleep in my voice, but that's because I'm getting up early so I could watch the show and do my commentary. If you guys don't know, the episodes come out every single Thursday, so that means my commentary will also be up on every Thursday. So be sure to subscribe. And remember, it's very important to hit that bell so that you're notified when my episodes or when my videos are up on my channel. And again, it really helps me out when you hit that thumbs up. It helps to elevate the visibility of the video. And it also helps creators to keep on being motivated to create content because I just never know if it's just me and my camera here. It helps to know that people are watching and liking the content. And if you like it, show some love. Hello. I just got done watching the episode. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys that I am shooting to get to 700 subs. So again, if you're liking this content and you want to follow my commentary, and for any other future shows, like in the future, I'm going to be binge watching Bridgerton season 3. In the past, I've done House of the Dragon. I've done Black Mirror. Let's have fun talking TV together. All right, so let's break this down. I feel like a lot of things have happened, and if I had to pick a certain theme, let me close the door really quickly because the bird is loud. 1 second, please. If I had to pick a theme for episode 4, I would say family drama and ageism, which I think ageism is something that maybe we all kind of go through because, we see an older person and we just think about ourselves as selfish human beings. We think about our own mortality. But let's break down the family drama. We see different things happening here. So first up, we have Miranda, who is still navigating her new relationship while also having to deal with her family, which is her son and also her ex-husband that, they are co-parenting. So I love to see them actually have like a family therapy session. I always love seeing therapy being represented in the media. So I'm happy to see that Brady seems to be, because never know what's going to come out later. He seems to be over his awful breakup that was making him feel like low-key suicidal last episode. But now he's getting on his parents to work on their stuff. He is frustrated and upset. And I guess he has the right to be because it's a hard situation. I think it's very hurtful if something like that were to happen where, one parent kind of steps out on the marriage because they have fallen for somebody else. So I am hoping we see some more therapy session scenes, maybe conversations where Miranda and Steve speak more directly towards each other. Do you guys think we'll get to see them back together? I remember watching the original show and I loved that couple. I had rooted for that couple, but I know that Miranda seems to have wanted something more and she has moved on. But I think I want to see Steve happy. Maybe that's not with Miranda. Maybe that's with somebody else in the future. But I like good old Steve. Speaking of Miranda's new relationship, Lyle, who is Shay's ex-husband, is still around. And I really have to question Miranda not calling out these, what I think are red flags. It seems like Lyle and Shay are still very close friends. And on one hand, they're all older. They're all older adults who have lived life and they have learned to deal and they're over things. And that is all well and fine, the maturity aspect, I suppose. But for me, it is about the lack of communication. I just don't ever remember a conversation where Shay had with Miranda saying that they are still close friends with their ex-husbands, to the point where I'm calling my ex-husband to help out my new girlfriend. I am calling my ex-husband to help me out with this move across the country. Like, they are super close. And by the way, they apparently still hook up because we get a scene here where there is a supposed threesome about to happen. I don't know if I'll get flagged for saying certain words about this episode because we'll get to Harry's situation, but I'm going to try to dance around certain words because, again, I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. But back to this threesome. There's a threesome that starts happening, and Miranda at first is like, I think I want to say no to this because it's just not me, but maybe that's just the fear of the unknown. And then she gets told that, okay, the more you talk about it, the less hot it becomes. So then, of course, at that point, you feel a little bit like, let me shut the fuck up. Let me not put pressure on this, and I'm not going to make it weird. I'm just going to go for it. She just continues to try to be this new person in this new relationship. And on the one hand, there is this component of love being blind, and there are some things that you're going to go through for the person that you want to be with and some sacrifices, but it's also about, well, what about me and my needs and what I'm going through navigating this new relationship. So it's interesting seeing Miranda go through this. I still am mad that she's not questioning the red flags more. I want to see a larger, I mean, I keep waiting for a larger conversation between Miranda and Shay about how close she is with her ex-husband. And apparently I mean, are they hooking up? If Miranda is out of town in New York, is Shay hooking up with Lyle because, they are getting kind of lonely and kind of horny and they're hooking up? Like, would that be okay with Miranda? I have so many questions about that, and I wish, I hate it when characters are not asking enough questions about their personal relationships. Moving on to Carrie. Carrie in this episode is dealing with her own sort of ageism. She runs into Enid at breakfast, and Enid used to be her boss over at Vogue. Enid has now left Vogue and is starting up her own magazine, and she needs a little bit of money to do that, right? So at first, when Carrie gets invited to Enid's, I guess, magazine launch or whatever you want to call it, Carrie thinks it's because she's being asked to write, because of her age. Carrie is like, but wait, I'm still hot, young, and sexy. Woman, you're like in your 70s. Why are you asking me? She's definitely feeling some type of way about being asked by Enid to come to this party, because she is like, but girl, I am not your age. But little did she know, Enid is also being very transactional and was asking her to this party for her donation, because, now Carrie is a very, 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 very rich widow. At this party, we get a cameo from Gloria Steinem, who was asked to speak there apparently. And Carrie kind of opens up to Gloria about her own ageism, which I do appreciate characters when they kind of call out their own faults. I just hope that you don't only call things out, but you also work on it as well. Very much like real life. In this episode, Carrie is also getting texts from this older man, and it's very mysterious texter. He is trying to holler at her. He's trying to set up some sexy time or like a date. And then later on, she finds out that Betsy, who is a friend that she met in the last week's episode at the coffee shop, Betsy is trying to set her up with a dude who seems to be community penis because we find out that Betsy has banged him. Betsy's trying to hook him up with Carrie, and this is also Enid's current boo thing, the current boyfriend. So what the heck, Betsy? What kind of friend are you? But towards the end of the episode, when Enid discovers the D-pic on Carrie's phone, she's alerted and kind of alarmed and does question it. But it seems like their transactional friendship is A-okay, because she still will accept the 100K. I mean, it's 100K and money talks. Like, who cares about a D-pic, I guess. But damn. I mentioned earlier that I think the main theme of this episode was family drama. And we see Lisa and Herbert trying to celebrate their 20th anniversary. They're trying to invite their closest family, their closest friends, their loved ones. And their kids are away at, I think, sleepaway camp or something. It's not a field trip. It's a sleepaway camp. Their kids are away, and all of the adults are very excited because now they get to have their personal time with their boo things. They can go home and have some uninterrupted sex. They can plan a big old fancy party. But guess what? Lisa and Herbert, even though now the kids are away, they're forgetting to send out invitations. So none of their close friends come except for Charlotte and her husband. And then Lisa forgets to order the cake. And then she is horribly shamed by Herbert's mom. And I mean, the mom is very old school in that way. Like, she is shaming her for, choosing to not be a wife and mother first, because how could you order a cake? Back in my day, I baked a cake. So all of these different ideas and generations are clashing together in this episode, and I felt kind of bad for Herbert and Lisa. I have to say, I thought that that would have caused more of like a blowout fight. I think because maybe I'm thinking about myself. If I found out that my husband had forgotten the invitations and we ordered all this food, spent all this money, boy, you telling me what? You forgot these invitations? Now, speaking of the kids being away, we also see Charlotte, who hasn't worked a job in many, many years at this point. We also see Charlotte being offered a job by the, I forgot his name, I'm so sorry, but it's the dude from Titanic who has like an art gallery. And we know from back in the day, Charlotte used to work in art galleries, and that was like her love and her passion. And then we saw her leave that job because she was getting married and also wanted to start a family. So I think maybe this is the start of a new beginning for her. Maybe she'll get a little bit more bored as the show goes on while her kids are away, so that she could think about maybe going back to work and working in the art world again. That would be kind of cool, because I think there's like a new chapter to everyone's story so far, with Carrie navigating her life post big. We see Miranda navigating her life in her new relationship with a non-binary person. And then it would be cool to see Charlotte navigate this new challenge with going back to work and navigating, well, how do I balance my family life and my work life? Because this was like my original passion. It's like what I went to college for. So I hope we get to see that. All right, the time has come to talk about Charlotte and Harry's storyline in this episode. I I need to try to not get flagged. Okay, so I have to say, they have always been one of my favorite couples from the entire show, because I just always loved how much Harry is so into Charlotte. And I loved that story for Charlotte, because this isn't someone that she ever expected to fall in love with and marry and start a family. So they're one of my favorite couples. So I loved watching them get so excited to be away from their kids while their kids are away at summer camp, because now they get to have some amazing sexy times in their house with the door open and whatnot. So as you all, if you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen the episode, or if you don't care about spoilers, okay, you don't care. So they are back at home and they are getting it on, and they are trying to just like let loose and be free. And as Harry is about to do the thing, try not to get flagged, she's trying to like let loose and like let it shoot out all over Charlotte. Nothing comes out, which was a weird scene, because so he lets it fly and lets it go on her, and then she kind of like makes the movements like, oh, this is amazing, oh, this is great. Girl, did you not feel it not on your body? That was weird. There are some weird choices this season where things just don't make complete sense to me. Is it just me? Did that come off weird to you? Because I feel like she didn't even notice until she grabbed the tissue and like was wiping her chest and noticed, oh, there's nothing on this. Can you explain it with her being in the moment and like her mind told her that I'm feeling this right now in my body, but there was nothing there? Did you not notice when he was like shooting out and nothing shot out? That was odd. That was weird. But they go ahead and they go to the doctor to see a doctor about his condition, and come to find out what he needs to do is he needs to do male versions of Kegel exercises, because something happens, and instead of going through the penis, it went through his pelvis. So there's a really funny scene where Charlotte, who is the Kegel expert, has to help Harry work on those muscles so that he is able to do the damn thing later, and he is able to later on. So good for them. Love seeing that couple work through that issue. Now it's time for the scoring. And for me, I'm really basing my scoring on what this show is. It's offering Sex in the City, which, by the way, this got sexier in this episode. And part of me thinks it's because of the flack that the show got in season 1 of And Just Like That for not being sexy enough. Like, it took the sex part out of Sex in the City. So I kind of feel like the creators are writing these in as a response to the flag that they got, because episode 1 started off pretty sexy, and then this one got pretty sexy as well. So I'm thinking we're just going to see more and more naked people for sure. Okay, I'm going to rate this, again, a 4 out of 5 flowers. If you guys don't know, I'm using flowers instead of stars for this show, because Flowers have been a part of Carrie's wardrobe throughout the entire series. I think it's very symbolic for her. It means something to her. And, she's the star of the show, so I'm using flowers for this. Let me know what you use for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. As I said earlier, I'm trying to get to 700 subs. So if you are enjoying the commentary, I will be doing it all season long. And if you don't want to miss it, be sure to subscribe. Share it with your Sex and the City loving friends, and also hit that thumbs up. Hitting the thumbs up also really helps me out to elevate the visibility of this video. We're trying to work with these Google gods, and it also helped me to continue to be motivated to doing this because, at the end of the day, it's just me and my camera by myself. I don't know who's watching, but thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.